available to everybody too. All right, so we have Ryan Leahy, and Ryan, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself a little bit too, but I want to share with you a few things. Ryan's gonna be talking about should you wait or should you buy now, and what the cost of waiting is, which I think is really important right now. But also what I want to introduce is Ryan is one of our partners in KW Austin Now, which you may not, excuse me, you may not know what KW Austin Now is. You will know soon. We are launching, and I've been working on this for about a year, but we're launching a magazine starting in January. It's actually going to be released in February, and it'll be something that will provide assets to many of you in the market center to market to your clients. We want to continue to partner with you and help you in any way that we can, and so we appreciate your partnership with that too. And from here, I'll let you introduce yourself. We're excited to hear everything you have to say.
Excellent.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. Woo! What a market. I'm Ryan Leahy. I am the regional president of Hometown Lenders of Texas, and I've been here in Austin doing home loans for 21 years. I have been through the great recession that we went through that. Obviously, we had a downturn in 2014, 2015. I've been through Bold 6 times. I've been Tom Ferry Elite Coaching. I've been through that for over a year. And my job is to stay on top of the market. And what I do for our agents is I help all of our agents with lead conversion. And so I'm going to ask a few questions here. Feel free to please raise your hands. How many of you have lost a sale to today's market, would you say? Okay. So do you have any buyers that have said, I think I'm going to wait? That happened? How about any sellers go, I'm not lowering my price anymore? Okay. So if you had some information to help those buyers or sellers get realistic, what would that mean to you and your family? 1 transaction? 3 transactions, 5 transactions, 10 transactions? Because what we found is most of our agents are really great getting in front of people, particularly after the last 3 years or so. They've still got a lot of contacts and a lot of people that didn't fall through, or couldn't buy over the last few years just because they got priced out. And now, the psychology incredible. 2 years ago, they were willing to give their arm and their leg and their firstborn buy sight unseen, and the seller doesn't pay anything. And now they can pretty much negotiate whatever they want, and they're like, yeah, I think I'm gonna wait. Yeah. You're like, are you kidding me? So what we're gonna talk about is really the #1 question on at least all of our buyers' mind, and even our sellers is, should I sell now or wait? And the biggest part about this is the or wait. And what we found is when our agents start delivering this information, what the buyers seem to be thinking is my agent's just trying to sell me something, because everything I read online says we're going into a housing bubble. I wore Justin out. Thank you, Justin. I was updating my presentation. Our market changes so fast. I was updating my presentation this morning from articles that I just started reading last night. And so the information that you're going to see is real time. I update it every single week, and it changes. And so what I do with my agents is my job is to help agents have their clients move forward. My job is to instill confidence in your clients with the decision. Now, how do I do that? We do that through information, and we do that through numbers. And the numbers are where the rubber meets the road. So what we found is our agents are really good at telling the story. They're not so good at showing the story. And that's where I come in. So I just got this, read this last night, or actually this morning. Again, thank you, Justin. 28 minutes before this started, I sent Justin a brand new presentation, said, dude, can you help? So interesting. U.S. navigating pandemic housing bubble, Fed chair says, will it pop or deflate? One of the biggest things, our biggest enemy is actually debunking the media. Yeah. The media is our biggest enemy. Yes. Why? Because they throw a huge net that they're applying to the entire country, and our people, our clients, and we are reading all this here in Austin. Does that matter? Is Austin, is politics local? Yes. Is real estate local? Yes. So we have to understand and bring our clients back to being local. So this is, again, from just this morning, will it pop or deflate? Here's what's really interesting, because the media sensationalizes everything, and our clients are rarely going to read the articles, right? And so the first thing it says, What are we not solving for? So, you know, clients are never really going to read past this. They're going to go, God, I think housing prices are going to fall. I read this morning, LendingTree did a survey. 2,800 people replied to the survey of do they think housing prices are going to go up or down? 83% thought housing prices were going to go down. 83%. So if you're a buyer, do you think you're going to buy now?
Nope.
If that's the only information you're going on, probably not. If you're reading, well, it's offer to play, well, hell, to me, that says I'm going to wait. But is real estate a short-term or a long-term play? Absolutely. Why are our clients trying to day trade real estate? Really?
Good point.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to day trade real estate? Are you really going to try to time the market? Because if you were that good at it, I want to be on your yacht in the Bahamas.
Right. Yeah.
Because we wouldn't be doing what we're doing.
Right.
So, Mr. Client, I know you do real well. You make $150,000 a year, but do you day trade? No, I don't do that. I'll let my stockbroker do that. Oh, really? So you're going to try to day trade real estate. You're going to really try to time the market. Interesting. Okay. Well, we also have a really big issue here because in this article, exactly what Powell said in his notes, the nation's also grappling with long-term housing shortage that help fuel the demand. But none of this affects, this is a direct quote from Powell, none of this affects the longer run issue, which is that we've built up a country and it's hard to get zoning. It's hard to get housing built in sufficient quantities to meet the public's demand. So, if I just read this, I have one opinion of real estate and what the market's doing. If I actually read the article, I have another. Well, wait a minute. Really, what is this article saying? What is that real estate price is based on? Supply and demand, right? It's not rocket science. So, Mr. Klein, are you going to try to time the market? Well, let me tell you, you already have. The time to buy is now. It really is. Or is it today? Is it next week? That's micro-targeting, and we're not day trading. Okay, we're making sound investments in a timely manner. Because here's the fact of the matter. This was issued by Harvard at the end of at the beginning of January of this year. So this is a very recent article. Harvard. Those guys are pretty smart last time I checked. Data indicates the housing shortage to be based on the influx of millennial population until 2030, based on all of the millennials and the immigrants. Now, so we have people go, oh, I'll just wait. Really? So you're going to wait the market. All right. Well, when do you buy? Do you buy when things are on sale, Mr. Client? Do you like to get a deal? Yes. Do you like to buy things on sale? Yes. All right. Do you like to pay over asking price or pay more for things? No, not really. Did you make an offer 2 years ago, a year ago, 6 months ago, 8 months ago? Well, I was trying to buy a house. So you were willing to buy things way at a premium then, but not now.
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting because these are the conversations I will have with your clients. When you have them, we have found clients feel you're being too salesy and you're not being a real estate consultant. When I'm having them, I'm driving into the numbers. And we'll go into that. Because when you want to wait out the real estate market, check this out. The millennials, there's 4.7 million millennials turning to age 30 for the next 4 years. And ask a question. That number is irrelevant unless you know the other part of it. How many new houses are we building every single year in the United States? Does anybody know?
It's like 1.5 million, isn't it?
1.73 million.
Yeah.
Great. And NAR even came out and said we have a 3.3 million home shortage per year. So Harvard is spot on. Oh, and if you're really one of these long-term waiters, I'll just wait out the millennials. Well, guess what? Gen Z is bigger than they are. So understanding perspective versus reading headlines is really what this is about. Remember, back in the day when Zillow came out with its first, everybody's like, oh my God, Zillow's going to crush us all. The appraisers thought it was going to crush us. We thought it was going to crush us. I mean, Zillow was going to come in. And then what we found as the internet came on, nobody could figure out what was true and what was not. And we are in that perfect scenario for you all to be educators. So what do we know? Remember, I've been doing this 21 years, okay? I've been very blessed to be top 25 Austin Business Journal and Texas Monthly and all the things. What we know through 2008, so real estate prices follow supply and demand. What do they also follow? course, population, supply and demand. Okay, the more people, the more demand. So here's something really interesting. Reason I have this slide in here. Where are there? Let me put it this way. There's 21 counties in the entire United States. These are that are emerald green. By the way, the Austin MSA, Williamson, Travis, and Hayes County are the second highest grossing population explosion in the entire United States over the last 10 years. Only, by the way, followed by another Texas metroplex, Dallas-Fort Worth. So, what do we know? There's going to be a short correction for 21 counties in the entire United States. For the rest of the counties, it's not going to be a short. They're going to have a bigger correction. And guess what? I'm going to ask you a question. Where are most of the media companies located?
In the heat.
Julie hit the nail on the head.
Where they're going away, where that's gonna be bad.
There, right? Northeast, Los Angeles County, and where else? Chicago. So the writer's perspective is accurate because their backyard is collapsing. Their backyard is having a much larger correction than here. That's the proof. This is 10 years and this just came out. And that's, by the way, is from the census. Here, this came out yesterday. Really interesting. So sorry I blew it up too big. This is the metropolitan, this is the jobs change, okay? This is really interesting. The change in jobs from February 20, which is the start of the pandemic, to the end of the pandemic. We're up 10.2%. Here's what's interesting. We are number 5 most healthy job market in the country. And what this article doesn't say is we actually are number 1 in the country with the highest percentage of jobs more than COVID. So pre-COVID, pre-pandemic, economy was humming across the entire United States. Austin now has, it's 10.2% more jobs than we did pre-COVID. So what does it follow?
The number of the jobs is so much higher too. If you look up at the top
There you
program,
go.
it's got 37, whatever,
Yeah.
37,000. We're 116.
Oh, those are all small towns, those
Yeah.
are all small
Yeah,
cities.
Exactly.
Wow.
Places, the
Yeah,
increase
yeah.
is, the number of jobs is irrelevant.
You're right.
And,
So-
and really, then you just have Austin and Dallas then, when
Yeah.
you,
In the top 10.
yeah.
Look, yeah.
Oh, wow.
8.1. This is fascinating, guys, because this is the real data. This is not media hype, okay? Because there's 2 things that housing all follows. What creates supply and demand? People, jobs. That's it. By the way, oh my God, Apple's laying off 11,000 people. Did anybody look up how many people are getting laid off in Austin and Apple? 223. Facebook's laying off 10, 12, 13,000 people. Did anybody look up how many Facebook employees are getting laid off in Austin? It's less than 400. So when they go, oh my gosh, do you really think 400 people is going to move the market? Or between both of them, 600, 700 people? It's not. It's not. This is also fascinating to me. We have $500,000 home then, this is during the pandemic, $500,000 house. Can't tell you how many of our clients paid $600,000 for a $500,000 house. Does anybody have that happen in here? Yeah, right? And by the way, they paid all the closing costs. The buyers paid all the closing costs, no title, nothing, right? Now, they can buy a $500,000 house then at 3%, no points. Okay? Housing payment, $34.79. That's then. Housing payment now, $500,000 home. Right now, it's very common to see it go $475. We're seeing me actually even go $450 a lot of the times. But $475, just being conservative on these numbers. The interest rate this morning was 5.99% with 1 point. They went up. They were 5.25 yesterday. This morning, they're 5.99. The payment is $35.84. Let's look at this. $34.79, $35.84. It's $100 a month. $100 a month is making your decision. Should you be buying a house? Seriously. Then if we look at some of now, that's pretty fascinating because the sellers are even willing to pay for 2-1 buy downs, right? They're willing to buy down the interest rate. The 2-1 buy down, so starting rate's 5.99 minus 2, 3.99%. Payment's $32.12 for the first year. Second year, it's 33 and change. It's cheaper, and then everybody's gonna refinance. Look, the recession as it sets in, even though the federal government be raising interest rates, when the recession sets in, interest rates are gonna come down on the mortgage side more than they've had. And that's why we saw that little dip last week. And what happened? Did anybody get a lot more busy over the last month? Substantially, the phones start ringing. Why? Because the news is always, by the way, 2 weeks behind. They started reporting right after Thanksgiving, rates went down, rates went down, rates went down. What really happened? Well, rates went down 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, just so everybody knows. And rates were already on their way up. But fascinating, we got more contracts the week after Thanksgiving than we've had because the media can work against you or for you. Right now, in these headlines, a lot of it's working against us. Bottom line is, the longer you wait, the more expensive it gets. On the left, homeownership is a hedge against inflation since the 1970s. The orange is homeownership, inflation is blue. These are valuable slides for your clients. What are the corporations doing? I just started doing Instagram. I got like 9 posts. My social media thing is sad, but my content I think is okay. So at any rate, I did one called "Or You're Getting Played." You know, I'm a little conspiracy theorist of a mind, and I'm always like, just follow the money. Who's making all the money? Blackstone in August wrapped up a $50 billion fund just to buy single-family residences. You know how much they already own that they bought in single-family residences? It's $115 billion. JP Morgan, this is November 15th, just wrapped up a $1 billion fund to buy single-family residences and rent them. Why?
Everyone's renting. Everyone's renting right now.
Everybody's renting right now. And they know what the information I just showed you, which there's a housing shortage. And guess what? The supply chain issues, even when they're fixed, we can't build them fast enough because we still have a labor shortage problem. And that's not changing anytime soon. So where does the rubber meet the road? So I built this calculator called cost of waiting. So I do this whole presentation with your clients, by the way. I have about a 40% conversion ratio of clients not wanting to move forward and them applying with me immediately after talking to them. And we start going this. And so I can control any of these things in the green. So we look at, hey, whether they want to buy. Here's the reality. I do this all day, every day. I will do this for each and every single one of your clients. All you got to do is send me a text introduction, email introduction, however you want to send it. And we'll go through this. And I'll go through all of the interest rates, the projections, the whole 9 yards. Here's what's really interesting. Are clients telling you homes are too expensive right now? The monthly payment's too high? If you told them it was only going to get more expensive, would they be maybe listen? Maybe. After listening to this information?
Would I be accurate in saying, like, if Blackstone purchasing that much property, they also have the ability to control the rental market as well?
That's exactly right. Exactly right. Now, the rental rates are coming down for the first time in a long time because all the people that couldn't sell, right, are starting to rent. And so that's actually kind of healthy, for sure. We had 3 years of 30% increases in rent. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? But that same scenario, right, buying a $500,000 home, their purchase price is $470,000. This is that spreadsheet, the second page of it. The difference in purchase price goes up because the homes, by the way, ABOR said homes are still appreciating, and I put it at 3% appreciation, okay? Their down payment is going up, but here's what's really important. Difference in their monthly payment, it's also reflected right here. They wait just 3 months with appreciation. Their payment could be as high as $780 a month more because also, let's see, your interest rates are going up still. The chairman said he's raising rates on December 14th. There's more than likely going to be another raise come in February. Here we go. If they waited 9 months, 843, 12 months, 875. And what if you're one of these really smart people that says, I'm just going to buy when rates come down? Do you think anybody else has that idea? If we don't have enough homes already, and you think you're going to wait till rates come down, Did you win or lose? Well, because homes appreciated, and now there's no discount, $500,000 home is going for a $500,000 home because we don't have enough. That price, this is when rates went down, we just kind of used 5.5% as a benchmark. We're paying still $861 a month more. Here's what's even more fascinating. What all these numbers show, and sorry I couldn't get it all on one page. If you told a client, they say, I'm just going to wait and renew my lease for a year. If you said, if I told you that decision was going to cost you more than $100,000, maybe even $200,000, would those be numbers that you would like to see? It's a simple yes or no question. I'll repeat that back to you because it's important. If your decision to wait was going to cost you maybe $100,000 to $200,000 more, would those be numbers you'd like to see? The answer is yes. Send me a text introduction to them. Just say, look, hey, I've got somebody, it's a lender that we just started working with, or we already have worked with, and he's got this amazing calculator, but he's also got this really interesting presentation that I think it's really important for you to see, because it's really hard to decipher what's real in today's market. Sorry, bottom line is the equity lost in 2 years is $163,000 with 3% appreciation on a $500,000 home. If you include the rent at $2,500 a month, here, I think I did that here, yeah. Paying them $2,500 a month in rent, and you saw 3% home appreciation. The rent that they lost and equity lost, $221,000 over 2 years. 1 year, oh, I'm just going to renew my lease for a year. It's going to cost them $81,000. I'm just going to renew my lease for 9 months. It's going to cost you $67,000. That's real money, guys. And here's where it really helps when they say, okay, I'm applying. Really simple. Do you want to pay $163,000 more for the house? Or would you rather do what Dave Ramsey says, buy the house now and date the rate, right? We've all heard that. Buy the house and date the rate. And so refinance, because you're locking in that price at a discount. Clarissa and I were talking earlier. Right now, before January 1st is when you're going to get your biggest discounts. Why? 19% of the MSA, so Travis, Williamson, and Hayes County, 19% of our buyers are out-of-state buyers, coming from states that have a state income tax. Did you know that if they close before June 30th, they don't have to pay the state income tax from the state they're leaving? Okay, so if you're coming from California and you have a domicile, you close on a home, June 30th or before, after January 1st, before June 30th, you don't have to pay your state income tax from California. 19% of our buyers in this market leave July 1st. Your biggest opportunity to get a discount home, I've been doing this 21 years. I've closed over 4,000 transactions. I run an amazing team. And we look at contracts all day, every day. It's always from Thanksgiving to New Year's. Always. Because that's when the people that still have their house on the market need to sell. They need to sell. And then January 1st, 19% of the buyers come back in, and they're cash buyers from California and all the other things. All right. So a couple of strategies real quick. Buy now and date the rate. We talked a little bit about that. A 2-1 buy down. We can go into this another time because I'm running short on time. We do have a 203K. So how many of you have a buyer that says, gosh, I just can't find the perfect house? Anybody have any of those? How many people have shown like 20 houses now to buyers? Like we used to show 1 or 2 and they're like, oh my God. Right? Yeah, exactly. So guess what? What happens if we roll in a renovation loan into it? Now the 203K product specifically is an FHA product. We have a conforming conventional product as well. It only requires 3% down. Maximum loan amount is the 726, the new conforming limit, which means they can buy up to a $750,000 home and roll in repairs on a conventional conforming loan. So, hey, the kitchen's just not updated how I like it. Well, what happens about a lender that could just roll the loan in and we could make that as part of the original loan? I have a team that just said they closed over 1,000 of these renovation loans, and it's all one. It's just like your standard closing. Does it take 30 days? No, it takes 45. Are your sellers gonna give you 45 days in today's market? Yeah. What's unique about our product, these products that most of our competitors have, they require the contractor to give 3 bids and cost breakdowns. That's always where this has broken down. I've been doing this 21 years. It's not a new product. All of our competition shies away from it because almost all of the other lenders require 3 bids for one house. If you've ever tried to get a contractor to write something down on a piece of paper, other than a napkin to give you your bid, it's hard. Let alone 3 of them. Our product only requires 1 person, 1 bid to give them, and so that's why we're able to get closed. And then guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not targeting first-time home buyers, holy cow, that is your lowest hanging fruit. Every single person that you showed a home to that didn't move forward over the last 3 years is your lowest hanging fruit. I promise you, I can get 40% of them to move forward. That means if you have 10 people that tells you that they were gonna wait 4 transactions, I can get them to apply. Those are my numbers. 2 of them are likely closed. On a $500,000 average purchase price, at 3% GCI, that's $45,000. Or excuse me, $30,000, $15,000 each. Would that be a nice finish out to the year or the start of the new one? That's what I do. We're competitive, we do all those other things. I help with you, ladies and gentlemen, with conversion. So that's why the agents that work with me and work with my team. By the way, I've got a few members of my team in here. Barry, would you raise your hand? Barry's been in business over 20 years. He's in Bold right now too. Nick Martinez, one of our senior loan officers as well. And then Ethan is a senior loan officer with us. And very, very pleased to have these men on here as a part of our team. And if you want somebody on your team that knows how to do this all day, every day, send me a text. All I need is your name and email. I see over here talking about divorce attorneys and those types of things. I'm a certified divorce lending professional. I teach CE for attorneys. Done several of them. My biggest has been 9 judges and 108 attorneys in one room. So we also do a continuing education class for this, and it's called Dollarize Your Database too. So my mission is to surely change the lives of all those that we touch. I hope this was valuable information for you. If you want more, all you got to do is send me that text. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Is that valuable?
Yeah.
It's incredible, right? I do have a question for you, Ryan. On the 203K loan,
Yeah,
do the contractors have to be vetted, or can you use your own contractor?
you can use your own contract.
Okay,
I think they have to turn in, I think they do have to have the credit pulled, and I think they have to turn in just an application.
okay, Gotcha.
And I think it's just one vendor referral. So whoever their lumber provider is, they can say, hey, yeah, no, he pays me on time.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to make sure they're up on their
Yeah.
accounts receivable.
Exactly, you got it. Thank you, Chase.
Gotcha, thank you, Ryan. I'm gonna, yes,
Let's say scoot in.
somebody had a question? What did you say?
Scoot in to the camera.
Oh, scoot in,
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't know what this meant, I apologize.